hope you're ready. This is going to be exciting.
And the Indycar restart's up to go. Green flag is out and we're underway.
Just a few laps into this. Oh, the 37's getting loose. Oh, and he saves it. Oh, they're going 3 wide.
We've got a 5-way fight for the win of this race coming to 4 laps to go. He's gonna win it here in spectacular fashion.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Long Beach, California for the GLR Lincoln Tech IndyCar Series on V-Speed. I'll be your host tonight, Mike Browning, and in the booth with me as producer, Skylar Daly. Might have a late appearance by Sammy Yosef, but until then, you get the sweet sound of my beautiful voice for the rest of the evening. We're going to have a good night tonight. Long Beach is a great track, 1.97 miles. It's a street circuit with a lot of tight corners, really close walls. Turn 8 is extremely tricky. We might see quite a few people take out what used to be the modal sign. They just changed it to a black sign now, so I have nothing to scream at after I hit it. This track opened in 1975. It's got 11 corners and the iconic fountain that'll go around after we hit 1 and into 2 and 3 there. As you can see, we're getting down to the end of it in our Season 2 Lincoln Tech IndyCar Series at Long Beach tonight. And then next week, the season finale at the infamous Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I, for one, can't wait. The month of May has started. We are in full swing, and I will be super excited in a few weeks when I get to be down there in person. But for now, I will take the virtual finale to tide me over. So let's take a look at our race breakdown here. Excuse me. 45 laps tonight at a 40 mile per hour pit road speed. They have 3 sets of tires available. They will have to change tire compounds. Say iRacing fixed setup, and we have a 70% fuel load for these guys. It will create lots of different strategies. You're going to have a lot of different people doing some different tire and fuel strategies, which makes part of this race so unique and so much fun. 69 degrees out today, perfect track temp, just a small 108. This week has been very hot for track temperatures, so it's kind of nice to see one in the lower triple digits. Qualifying is just wrapped up. We will go ahead and get our Jam Printing and Promotions Pole Award winner. Since forming in 2013, Jam has contributed printing and promotional sponsorship to more than 60 local nonprofits with a primary focus on organizations that assist veterans, women, and children. They have been with Goat Locker Racing since the very beginning, local and veteran certified. When they do well, they do good in the community. And our pole award winner goes to Matthias Marcamini with a 109.088, and the number 78 car lining up next to him in second position is the number 08 of Brian Provo, the 109.5. Coming in third, Jamie Libke. It's a solid 110.1, and the number 16 car next to her will be the number 02 of Jason Kristen with a 110.1. Coming in fifth place, our first race for Corinne Smith in the IndyCar Series, rolling in with a 111 flat. Next to her will be the number 1, the reigning series champion, Rick Ravon, Looks like Rick did not put in a time, so he's just going to start off in the back. And I do believe we are under pacing right now. So cars are away. They're coming through the notorious turn 8. You can see those black tire barrier covers there. That is what guys will want to stay away from. You can clip those, or trying to stay away from those, you can clip the right front on entry, which will do equal damage. So very tricky corner, very high speed corner, and obviously sets you up for that big long run down the back stretch here. Good little field tonight, a lot of fast drivers. We have some good battles. Matthias very quick, Brian obviously very quick, he's still leading the points. And we will be coming up to our extreme scoring restart zone. League management program offers comprehensive features such as driver points, team points, aggregate data, 2 distinct driver rating systems widgets for displaying data, a paint management system, and an extensive race control. Pace car has turned into the tricky pit lane there, and they will come up for the green flag, and we are away. Matthias takes off, gets a huge jump. Everybody will be able to fall into line. Provo will start on the back foot as we get into turn number 1. Jamie Libke closing in, stealing off that 3rd position with Jason Christen right behind. Coming into the fountain area, still about even. Everybody is just kind of waiting to chill here, see how this race kind of forms up, and get these tire temps up. It's very easy to step out on these with cold tires, especially some of these high-speed corners. And coming up here out of turn 7, very technical section on the throttle, lots of bumps, little off camber, and you're basically turning left the whole time. Coming through turn 8, looks like pretty much everybody's clear so far. Coming down the back stretch, do have Rick Ravon. Looks like he has started from pit lane. Decided that he did not want anything to do with those tight corners and the start. But everybody has got through cleanly. We are single file, and guys are really very impressed with how they've gotten through all of these very tight sections together. Kind of see a little bit of separation here, but kind of see a yo-yo effect and an ebb and flow throughout the race. So very easy to make mistakes here. Catch a wall or get a little bit of damage. Very easy to lose a front wing also. So patience is going to be the game. I'm going to really pick and choose your battles. As you can see here, Jason Christen just willing to ride behind Jamie Libke. He does look a little bit faster in some sections, but again, and he just clips the wall coming into 7 there. That will be a pretty significant damage, and he's got lots of damage as he rides the wall all the way through turn 8, and that is going to have to sit and clear. See here, this is another one of those fast sections, a big sweeping left-hander. See coming through here, turn 5, you get a really good run. Falling in right behind Jamie, and he just turns in just a bit too early and just clobbers that front left. Fell off for a second, reconnected, and then decided, I don't want to turn anymore. So puts him off into the runoff area. He has to wait for everybody to get by, and I do believe that he has gotten into pit lane. So unfortunate for him, just a small mistake here. Those walls are so close and extremely unforgiving, and very easy to ruin a race just like that. Do have a Bill Molefield sighting. Bill, I thought I saw Bill on the end of the start lineup there, but didn't see him on track. So either he started from pit lane as well, or just was kind of hanging back. So good to see Bill out here. Bill's here every race. It's no surprise to see him out on track. Doing really well here. Oh, as I say that, he locks up going into turn 8. But that's a lot better than the alternative. I'd rather lock up into turn 8 than go too deep. So good run for Bill. See the blue and white number 1 closing in behind. I'm sure Bill is not worried about racing Rick whatsoever when he finally does catch him, but making up some time. Looks like he's about 14 seconds away from Marcamini on lap 4 here. So 41 laps to go. I wouldn't be surprised to see that 14 seconds continue to close in. Whether or not he can get to the front be a different story, but it would be one hell of a race if Rick got to the front after starting this far back. But you know he's going to try. See Corinne here. Corinne's first race with us, and while they're here, got a very wild paint scheme for us to look at, so we won't miss it. Doing pretty good so far. Holding in there in that 4th position. Second up over Bill Mulfeld and about two and a half seconds behind Jamie Libke. So very consistent, very smooth run so far. And again, just good to see another car out here. And there it into the wall. I could not have timed that any better. Turn 9, 10 there collects another eraser. This is just a very technical corner too, very high speed, hard braking, downshifts. If you miss it, it can send you wide real quick, and just missed it by about a lane, and there's no saving that. So crew will be able to get back to pit road now, get that repaired, get back out there, try and finish the laps. Meanwhile, Marcamini has got almost a 4-second lead over Brian Provo so far. So very strong race for Matthias tonight. Really putting on a show. Brian Provo has a solid lead in the championship points, so he's probably fairly comfortable right now just to kind of sit and manage. This is a track where he can, as we've seen, very easy to make a mistake. Just want to get through it. Big points lead, doesn't necessarily need to assert his dominance and go out there for a win tonight. So looking strong. Marcamini, lots of speed, no reason to push. See how this one plays out. Very easy to make up some time in pit road here too with that tricky entrance, and the exit basically takes you into turn 1. So a lot can happen on a pit stop, and we will find out what their strategies will be in the near future. So very close to the wall there for Brian Provo. Got a little bit sideways on exit. I think I just need to stop talking about people, but it's kind of hard. I'm the only person up here. I've cursed everybody I've talked about. There's nobody else to take it from me, so I'm sorry about your luck, guys. It's how it's going to be tonight. Meanwhile, Jamie Libke's pulled just a little bit. Oh, actually, Rick Ravon has gotten around Bill Mulfield and has his sights set on Jamie Libke about 2 seconds back. Solid run for Jamie still. Just running smooth, consistent, trying to make sure she can get all the points she can get tonight. Very, very good run so far. I don't know why I said that. I think I hope I didn't just jinx her. If she hits a wall here soon, I think I'll just throw the headset and walk away at this point. Track temp, look, there is a 101, so the track temp has come down since practice and qualifying. So they're going to have a little bit more grip. Might be why you see some of these drivers getting in a little bit hotter. There's more grip. You're pushing a little bit harder to kind of maintain those gaps. And, you know, just a slight misjudgment here creates a very large problem. So Rick continuing to close in, just like Rick always does, kind of maintaining that about 15 seconds from Marcamini. So this getting through traffic, he's starting to slow down a little bit, getting some dirty air. It's definitely going to affect you in a place like this, especially with these really tight corners you close up. You almost have to make the move on a straightaway or just an absolute send into the corner. So trying to follow here is going to cause you some time. Going to use up a little bit more tire, and it looks like Rick is setting up right here for an exit and try and get that pass done here on the straightaway. You probably use some push to pass here. Jamie could also be using some push to pass. Maybe she's really wanting to fight for it tonight. Keep on that podium. Jamie has definitely been on that push to pass. 156 seconds left. Big fight here. Stuffs it down into the inside. Almost contact. It's still side by side going into the fountain. Finally, Rick is able to clear, but Jamie gave a lot of space there. That was a very, very deep move into turn one. Slight lockup from Rick, side by side into turn one at Long Beach is not a very comfortable position, but he is set to go on the move, and through that whole exchange didn't use a single second of push to pass. So that was just raw speed on exit and using that draft trying to get to the inside of Jamie Lipke. But they both make it through, both continue on, and Rick is set sail for position number 2, Brian Provo. Brian has also been on the button here lately. He's down to 164 seconds, so pretty easy track to use push to pass on. With these long straightaways, it's get a little bit of a bad run out of that hairpin. You can make that up with push to pass through that long front stretch. Not exactly sure what the fuel run will be. That's another could be another complication with the push to pass, is using more fuel. If you're tight on use or on fuel, then you're gonna have more trouble getting that push to pass. Looks like Mark Meany has caught up to some lap traffic here. That's Jason Kristen after his incident. He's back out on track, spinning some laps, and Mark Meany has got up behind him. So same thing that we saw with Rick Ravon behind Jamie. Just it's incredibly hard to pass, and Kristen will just get out of the way there. But through those tight sections, tight fast sections, it's extremely hard to get enough room to make a pass. So you really have no other choice but to just ride behind the person and try not to kill your tires or take a front wing off. So while we got a little bit of lull here in the action, everybody's kind of starting to spread out. Don't have any real close battles right now. When we get our first sponsor in here for tonight, the GLR Pit Crew is a new initiative from Goat Locker Racing. GLR Pit Crew program is a monthly giving initiative designed to provide consistent, meaningful support in our fight against PTSD, mental health struggles, and suicide in the veteran first responder community. When you join, you're not just making a donation, you're becoming a part of a team that keeps the mission moving forward. Learn more or join today at goatlockerracing.org and click on the Pit Crew banner. Lots of cool stuff coming out of the GLR guys. That's probably one of the coolest ones. The way to help with everything that we do here, giving away the sim rigs, all the events that these guys put on, takes some coin, some serious coin, and with everything that this group has done, the sponsors, its members, we've been able to give out a lot of sim rigs and equipment for guys to come in, do this with us, have a little bit of escape from the real world, and come into the virtual world and do some racing, make some friendships. So great initiative, great little pit crew. Believe you're still getting a free T-shirt when you sign up. So cool thing that they do. And if you've ever been around these guys at the racetrack, it's definitely a pit crew. You're gonna meet up. You're gonna hang out with some guys, and it's a really good group. So proud to be a part of it. Take a look here, see if we can get back to some action. Still have Mark Amini in the commanding lead. 9 seconds up, I believe. 10 seconds at now. Rick Ravon still closing in on Brian Provo. Brian's probably in a little bit of a save mode now. Yeah, just everybody's kind of mellowed out. This is going to be a long race for them. With as many cars on track, the most that we'll probably have is some lap traffic until we get pit stops and get these guys jumbled up. So take a look at some of the beautiful scenery around here. That fountain shot is just an epic one. Everything around here, this is one of my favorite tracks. Definitely one on the bucket list. Always some good action, good racing, good environment. So Glad we're here tonight. Glad you're here with us. Maybe get some Indycars here on the next lap. Try and give you a first-person perspective on just how close these walls are and how much work they're doing and the downshifting into these hard braking areas. Really helps if you can get this car shifted down to get into the braking zones. Helps you pick up a lot of speed. And that tight hairpin, you just crank it right and let it eat. Down this big long straightaway here, you're going to go all through all gears, real tight to the wall, and then you come here, there's your pit exit to the right, and it's a hard braking zone into that sweeping left-hander and right up to the wall. Perfect execution there by Rick. Sends it into the fountain and sends it right out of it. These two corners here, these two right-handers, very tricky. One's very flat and tight, the other one's a little off camber, very wide. Sets you up for turn 6, 7 here. Again, that's the area where Jason Kristen had his, and there's a big wiggle from Rick. I was just getting ready to say, the left-hander by the wall is hard, and then you have to battle that little off camber and that hill that whole way through that section. So coming through 8, nice and clean. Come up through 9 here, very fast section, hard braking, get on those rumble strips, push it out as far as you can. Get into 10, big sweeping left-hander, back into the hairpin. On the gas as fast as you can. That is a lap at Long Beach. 14 laps down. Getting pretty close to what I think would be some pit stops. Again, one of the trickiest things about this racetrack and pit stops is out of that hairpin, you have to get on the gas, and pit road is a small little cutout right in the wall. There's no run up to it, no angled barriers, nothing, just a section of wall missing that you have to try and get in as fast as possible and get it woe down. It's a very, very tricky section. So I know I've had lots of problems there. Let's hope nobody has problems there tonight. Everybody takes it kind of easy and make sure they get into the pit. No reason to push and take yourself out of it tonight. Looks like old Steady Bill here, starting to close in a little bit on Jamie Libke. About 3 seconds back from Jamie, running some real nice laps, real consistent. Just a typical nose down, eyes forward drive from Bill Molfeld tonight. Like everybody else make the mistakes. He's doing good in points. He's up there, I still believe, the top 5. So it's a great season for Bill. Happy to see him doing well and finishing races. The only way to get better is to put in laps, and he's made sure to finish all of them this year. I don't think he's had a DNF. Don't quote me on that, but good run, good season for Bill. Glad he's out here. Glad to have him with us. We got Jason here still running out on track. A lot cleaner than the last time we looked at him, so we'll just going to go ahead and try and jinx him again, see what happens. Maybe I go 2 for 2, who knows, but I hope he doesn't have any mistakes here now, because second place Brian Perobo is starting to close in on him. Took quite a while, a little bit longer than I expected. After we saw Marcamini get around him, I didn't think that it would take Brian too long to catch up, but Jason's run some good laps. Jason's a quick driver, very consistent. He's a sneaky driver. He will just kind of be there, and before too long, he's on your back bumpers. So good to see him out here finishing laps. He's going to keep going until the wheels fall off. Brian's going to come in here, turn 6. Probably a pretty good run through 7 into 8. I wouldn't think he'd do anything here into 8. Probably set it up for backstretch in turn 9. Try and get a good run here, and Jason will just slide over to the right, let him on by. Smart move by him. Well, maybe. He might be trying. No, he backs out now. Comes in at turn 9. Nice and easy. Lets Brian have this position. Let him start chasing down Marcamini. And Marcamini has gone into pit lane. So about 16 laps. that will be the first stop for Matthias Marcamini. Looks like they're probably going to try and split this thing into thirds then. So he's going right at it, making sure he has a little bit extra in case he needs to push to pass or needs to push a little bit harder. But that'll put Brian up in the lead. Rick Ravon will inherit second position, only 8 seconds back from Brian Provo. So he is closing on Brian. Had a few seconds lost to Matthias there towards the end of that run before Matthias hit pit. And there's that blend here into turn 1 from pit exit. And as you can see, very tight section, very easy to make a mistake. Definitely have to be looking at your relative in the rear view there, making sure you don't come down and ruin two people's nights. So tough section. Matthias has got cold tires. He's going to try and get on the gas. He is now 25.3 back from Brian Provo. So about 30 seconds worth on pit road. I would assume at some point here in the near future, Brian would come in, but he goes right past it, going to do another circulation of Long Beach. Unsure on fuel strategy, but possibly with that speed difference, maybe Brian's taking a little bit easy tonight, trying to do a fuel save, see if he can cut this thing in half. I feel like that'd be a tall ask if Marcamini had pit for fuel, if he needed it. Yeah, that'd be a long stretch for Brian there. But Rick Ravon has made his pit stop. Bill has stayed out, so Marcamini will go into second. Bill goes up into third, still has to pit. Jamie Libke looks like has gone into pit lane, I believe. Yes. So Jamie is in fifth right now, having completed her pit stop. Jason Kristen and Corinne had to pit earlier, lap 2 for Jason, and then lap 5 for Corinne for their incidents. Looks like somebody pulled off there to the right. I couldn't quite see who it was. That is Provo. So Provo is making his pit stop. So 18 laps on a run for Brian here. Another possibility, trying to stretch those blacks a little bit longer. Get on a set of reds, go as hard as you can. They're not going to last as long. Then maybe try and get off those as fast as he possibly can. But Marcamini goes by now, coming down into turn 1, and Brian is just now getting to the pit limiter, it looks like. So good section, or good exchange there for Marcamini. He pulls out to about 10, 11 seconds here. So fairly close to what they had before. Brian might have gotten just a little bit of an advantage with that overcut. Hard to tell until his tire gets up to temps, but he is on the reds, so he will try and put in some heater laps, I'm sure, and try and close that gap. Yeah, could be a split strategy for the tire compounds. Oh no, and I right into turn 8. Brian Provo takes the left swing off. He's going to have quite a bit of damage. I'm actually surprised that the left wheel is still on there, and he's going to push hard into 9 there. Got a lot of damage. I would assume he's going to have to pit. Hard to turn through the hairpin there, and he is going to bring it back down. So he has the meatball. He is going to have to use that fast repair, and he is going to have to put in laps because Rick Ravon has gone by, and he has just set the fastest lap of the race, a 108.7. Absolutely flying. 108.74 is Rick Ravon's. Matthias is at 108.75. So very close and fast lap. So Rick is putting on a charge now. 19 seconds back. Anything can happen. Obviously, we just saw Brian Provo make a mistake on cold tires into turn 8. at any point, everything in this race could turn on its end. Rick is coming up on Jason Kristen now. I would assume that Jason is just going to pull over here on the front stretch and let him go by. But that is another section there that Rick is going to catch up very quickly, not get stuck behind a lapper, and not bleed too much time. So see what his lap time is here as we come down. A 109 flat, so 3/10 slower than his last lap, and he's got some traffic to deal with. So Rick is feeling it right now. He is starting to put in some laps. Now he's getting a little bit held up there in these tight sections, turn 2 and 3. Round 4, very close to the wall. You can see the difference in lines there. If you're feeling it, you get right out to that wall and you use every inch of this track. Kristen pulls over there, coming into 6. We'll hand out the arrow screen for Rick there as he goes by. Just give him a thanks. Again, Rick is on it. He is close. He has actually taken a second out of Matthias there, and that since last time that we looked. So, does he have enough time? It's going to be close. I think Matthias has to be perfect. You can't just run laps here either. I mean, this isn't a track where you can just coast yourself to the finish. If you take too much out of it, be a little bit too conservative, that time gap will start to fall dramatically. So, gonna have to be a very smart race here from Matthias Marcanini, and he's on a completely different pit strategy. So, actually, him and Rick are on the same pit strategy. Brian was the different pit strategy. I'll get it right eventually. We'll figure it out. We're all in this together. So we're getting up to the halfway point here. I think we can probably pay some more bills while we're at it tonight. Get another sponsor up here for you. I don't remember which one it was, to be honest with you. I'll have Skylar get it up here for me, and then we'll figure it out. So we could do Cruising Classics here. Cruising Classics is located in Columbus, Ohio. Cruising Classics, beautiful 56,000 square foot showroom filled with hundreds of unique automobiles. There's something for everybody out with their hand-picked selection of muscle cars and hot rods. Come down to visit the facility today and check it all out on their website at cruisingclassicsinc.com. Great place. I spend way too much time on there looking at stuff that I cannot afford. Maybe if I can get guys here to pay me a little bit more, maybe I can make the trip over to Columbus, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. So we do it all for fun. We don't do it for the money, but it is nice to look at some really sweet old cars, and they have them. Check in here on Brian Provo. He's gotten around Bill Mulfeld for the 4th position. Jason Kristen, I'm being told, has another meatball. So at some point, he has clobbered the wall, and he's coming through that 9-10 section. So I would assume it would be turn 8 here. I'm not really sure. Did he clip the wall there? We'll try and figure this out here for you. Not sure what happened there. No idea, but he is going to bring it in. He's still in the car, so he's gonna try and get it fixed. He hasn't backed out of it yet, so let's hope he doesn't have too much damage there, or at least too much required. You can still run this track here with some damage. And I think we have another position battle. Jamie Libke is trying to stay ahead of Brian Provo. Very tight. Jamie second guessed on fighting it there, but he does stay in it, and they're both parking it, and Bill's going to get around. Oh, it's a terrible spot to try and figure out who is going to go, and I believe Bill has gotten one of them had damage. I saw a lot of smoke. I'm not sure if Jamie got into the rear of Bill there, but boy, that is a very tight and technical section to try and to be holding the door for somebody to get through. That was a very odd exchange. Seemed like Jamie wanted to fight for the position and then decided this is a bad idea, and then decided, well, maybe I can do it, and then it all just fell apart. So very, very odd exchange there, but Bill Molefield and Brian Provo come out ahead as Jamie is falling back to 5th now. So to reset the field, Mark Amini is still running around in 1st. Rick Ravon's at 2nd. Brian Provo has made his way back up to 3rd position. He is a very long ways behind. But in the end, it doesn't matter how far behind you finish. It's if you finish. So 3rd place finish, a second behind or 52 seconds behind pays the same points. So Bill Molfeld running around in 4th. Jamie Libke, half that exchange, is just a second or so behind in 5th. I wonder if we can get a close-up here, see if Jamie has any damage. Both wings are still on, so if she did have damage or if there was contact, everything has been put back on. So 6th place, Jason Kristen, he is 3 laps down. Corinne is running out the field. 21 laps down, might have checked out. Jason and Corinne have backed out. So too much damage for them. So we got a five driver battle for the rest of the race. And as you can see, after those pit stops, cold tires, maybe a mistake, can bring people right back into a little group. Got a 3-car group here that is just giving us some entertainment. So Provo's eating about, he's running pretty good laps here. About half a second faster than Rick ahead of him. So yeah, currently fastest on track that last lap. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? That one small mistake. He's making up ground on Matthias and just pushed a little bit too hard and got into that wall, losing his front wing. So it's a very fine edge here at Long Beach between alien speed and meatball flags. Not a lot of room for error. So we're up at coming around lap 28, so should be getting pretty close to those final pit stops here in the next few laps. I was trying to see, I know Brian was on the softer compounds. Looks like Rick is also on the soft there for Brian. So yeah, they were trying to shorten that run, be getting pretty close to that pit stop here to get back on those primaries, if that's what they're wanting to do. We don't have any insider information, but looks like Matthias is still on the blacks there. But still running very solid laps. Every lap is very consistent. Is going to get into some lap traffic here. Is that Jamie up in front of him? Yes, it is. So I don't see Jamie putting up too much of a fight here. Matthias is a little too far back to make a move, so he's going to have to ride behind in this tight section here of 9, 10, 11. So he's going to take a wide angle here, take a very wide entry there, try and get as much room, and he does step out just a little bit, so he's going to lose all that time that he made up on Jamie. So Jamie is going to be safe for now. Let's see what Jamie does into turn 1. I would assume take it as normal. Matthias is sitting there looking to the inside, trying to get attention that he's wanting to get through, but Jamie sends it into turn 1, continues to stay ahead. So again, through these tight sections, you can see there's not a lot of room to make a move. You have to set up all these exits and try and get a run and hope that somebody will let you by. But Jamie's doing a great job staying out in front. Matthias is very quick tonight, and Jamie's doing a great job staying ahead. Through turn 8 here, a little bit closer. He steps out just the slightest bit, and that is going to take all of that room that he made up. He's just going to give that back away. Now he's going to come in real close here into 9, 10, trying to get along the outside. Comes into 11, takes that wider line there again, trying to get the run. Jamie gets a good run onto the front stretch. So very good little battle here to stay on the lead lap for Jamie. Matthias is, again, going to kind of poke out there, get some fresh air to the front wing, try and dive it down into turn 1, and he will complete it this time. Jamie gives him plenty of room. Probably learned from the last time just to not try and go too wide through there. So a little bit safer option, but great couple of laps there. Just kind of showing how this track races and how difficult it is to make those moves, especially with the caliber of drivers that we have here. Very considerate driving, but also aggressive. It's kind of hard to find that around iRacing sometimes. So good to have those battles for positions or to stay on the lead lap, but it's also important to have those cleanly and respectively. Why can't I say that word? Respectful. But as you can see, more respect here as Bill Molfeld just sails it wide on turn 11, lets Matthias go through. Can't do that too much. Bill still gotta find some speed. Bill, Jamie is not far behind, and she is on the move. Jamie found another gear at some point. She was kind of falling back from Bill for a while there, but has closed back up. Maybe just trying to get the heart rate down after that 3-car battle we saw a few laps ago, but starting to reel Bill back in. So that last lap, about a second, not quite a second, about 9/10 and some change. So definitely on the move. The leaders have kind of started to level out on times a little bit. Rick and Brian still the fastest. Matthias running about a 110, the other two at a 109. So yeah, everybody's just kind of playing it out. There's not a lot you can do. The more you push here to try and make time, the more time you're actually going to lose. So smooth is fast, and pushing too fast is going to end up in a wall. So Archimede coming down, looks like around lap 32, cross for 32. So got 13 laps left. I would assume at some point we're going to see those pit stops again here pretty soon. And it could all come down to who feels better at the end of the run also. If Matthias was not feeling the greatest, I don't know if he started on the reds. I did not pay attention, but if he was on the reds and he wasn't feeling the greatest, that might have been why he decided to come in a little bit short there, be the first one in. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this thing kind of ends up, because Rick's just kind of held steady at that. He's at 18 seconds back now, so lost a little bit of time. Like I say, he was 14 down at lap 2, so pretty solid run for Rick. He's gotten a little help to get to second place tonight, but he is keeping it in between the walls. That's all that matters here. So great run for him. Brian has closed in quite a bit. Just think he's a lot bit. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He's a lot bit too far behind, unless he can get some help from Rick or Matthias, and one of them makes a big mistake. So unfortunate for Brian. I think the way that was kind of shaping up there would have been a good battle to the end between those three, but in the end, it's get it to the finish. That's his new mission. So before we get to our last set of pit stops, why don't we go ahead and get our last sponsor out of the way here for tonight. It's the GLR web store. Excuse me, I just decided to joke. GLR web store, support the sport and the mission with Goat Walker Racing. At glrwebstore.com, you'll find quality racing apparel, hats, and gear, and every purchase supports veterans, active military, and first responders. Your order also helps fuel our mission and fight back against mental health challenges facing our community. Great gear, real purpose. Visit glrwebstore.com. Great guys, great gear. I was wearing my Goat Walker Racing shirt earlier today at soccer games, so good gear for wearing around town, supporting the mission, and quality stuff. Water bottles, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats. Really cool. One of the really cool things that they do here at Goat Walker is dog tags. Goat Walker branded dog tags. Very unique. Very cool. My kids love them. My son wears them around all the time. So see a lot of the military with challenge coins and such, and the dog tags is kind of a cool little touch that they do. So go check them out. Get yourself some. Do have a little bit of a shakeup here. Matthias has gone to pit lane. He is on the alternates, so he is going to run the last 9 or so laps here on the alternates. So I wonder. I will go. Rick takes a dive in. So final pit stops are happening. It is all getting done right now. Just go back and check. Matthias was on the Reds to start the race, so he was very quick on the Reds. Earlier in the race, he pulled out to that about 4 or 5 seconds, somewhere around their lead on the Reds. So I just went by there. I think that was Rick or it was Jamie. I couldn't tell as we went by, but Rick is in the pits. He'll be coming out shortly here. Brian has not gone through the pits, I don't believe. Or did he just peel off? Just peeled off. No, he is. He's still out. He's still out. I thought yeah, so there you go. They have switched positions. Rick on cold tires. Brian, Jamie is parked sideways coming out of 4 or coming out of 5. And Rick has hit the wall. Rick has damage. He has lots of damage. Jamie looks like got loose. There's a bump here. Yes, she has just lost the rear end. And while sitting there, Rick had come through very wide on cold tires. I think that was the first time that he had been on the Reds and going into that section there. Very fast section, cold tires. So Rick will go into the pits to get repairs. Bill Molfeld will take position 3. Great job for Bill. Again, like I said before, if you don't finish all the laps, you can't finish. So Bill is just going to do what he does and get every lap completed, stay out of the mess, and might come away with a podium here tonight. Be absolutely great for Bill. But yeah, Brian earlier made the mistake into turn 8, took the left front off, dropped back. He's made his way back up to second. Rick drove all the way up through the field. Just that small mistake there through 5 sends him to the pits, back into 4th place. He is 1 lap down. And I'm not sure if is he still in the pits? He has took it to the hauler. So nothing for him to make up, really. He might have been able to get Jamie, but at this point, doesn't really matter. Brian Provo comes in for his last stop with 8 to go. Right? Yeah. Don't ask me numbers. Looks like Mark Amini has just absolutely put on a tear. Talk about how he was fastest on that first stint with Reds. He has just thrown down a 108.2. So a full half a second faster than the fastest lap set by Ravon, even more than Provo. So he is feeling it tonight. Track temps coming down, times are coming down, grip is going up. Great run for Matthias tonight. I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to skip what I was going to say. I think y'all know what it was. So great job for Matthias. Great job for Provo. Get a little bit of luck on his side, but he is back to P2. Bill has gone down a lap, and I'm not sure. I think he's in the pits. Coming out of the pits here. So he'll come out of the pits and into turn 1, and Jamie Libke in 4th place is on the front stretch. Just now crossing the start-finish line. So is that about 13 seconds, 10 seconds back? 10 seconds back. So Jamie has 7 laps to make up 10 seconds. Oh no, Bill on cold tires, the exact same position as Rick. He has backed it into the fence. Oh no, that's terrible. Gets up on the curb through 4, coming into 5, and just hits. Oh, he hit the turtle on the inside, and then just barely backs it into the wall. And I don't think that wing is going to reattach itself. He has brought it into the pits. Oh, tough break for Bill. It would have been a good run there to the end, see if Jamie could catch him. But that will all but secure a podium finish for Jamie Libke tonight. I don't know if Bill is coming back out. He did have the fast repair, so he may come back out, but he's a full lap behind now. So Matthias out front, coming down the backstretch, just doing what he's done all night, lap after lap, being pretty clean and consistent. No reason to push right now. Just get to the finish. You got a 52-second lead. You probably just take it easy from here. I've never been this far out, so I don't know what's going through his head right now. Never been in a position where I was 50 seconds up on anybody, so absolute domination tonight from him at a very tricky track. Come down for 5 laps to go. Into the fountain here, go right along with Matthias. Up on the curb, through the weeds. Oh, no! He clips the wall into 3. The wheel started to come off and is now back on. So, does he have damage? Was that a net code? He appears to be going okay. Another brush of the wall. Matthias, you got to take it easy, man. You got a 50-second lead. Oh, man. If Brian Provo somehow makes it into the top spot tonight, boy, that would go buy a lottery ticket. That would be some pretty extreme luck if that were to happen. He is still gaining, so Matthias has backed it down. Got a pretty good scare there. Got away with the one for sure, because he definitely hit that wall. He's a second and a half slower than Brian Provo that last lap. So another blistering fast lap from Brian Provo. So 1:08.244 for Brian Provo that last lap. And Matthias's fastest lap was at 1:08.221. So 0.2 difference between fast laps. So Brian is pushing, or at least running some very fast laps. Or 2000s, yeah, I'm sorry, 2000s in a second. So Brian is putting in some heaters. He is definitely pushing. He's got 49 seconds or one mistake from Matthias. Jamie Libke here riding back in third place. Great run. Had that had a lot of excitement tonight for being where she's at. You wouldn't think that it's been as exciting for her as we've all watched, but great run for her. And again, those situations where it gets very tight, where you can fight somebody and make a mistake, or you can just let them go. This is kind of where you get that payoff. Looks like Provo has caught up to Bill in turn 10, 11. And he is still on a move. I mean, he's just flying. Bill gets completely out of the way, and Brian sends it onto the front stretch. A 108.246 that last time. And a 108.124. New fastest lap for the race. A full 10th of a second faster than Matthias's fast lap. For what it's worth, he has given it everything he's got, despite being down 48 seconds. So I would hope that Matthias is just going to ride this thing out for another 3 laps, but as we've seen tonight, none of these guys are doing anything remotely safe or conservative. They are sending it every lap, every corner, and trying to make it exciting for us. I told them I'm up at the booth by myself. They got to make it exciting, and they've tried to do it. I can promise you that. Down through turn 6, coming up 7 into turn 8 here for Matthias. Nice and clean. Never mind. He just, every time I talk about him doing something clean, he decides to scrub a wall. So comes up through 10 and 11 here. Coming back onto the front stretch, get 2 laps to go. And here, across the start-finish line. 2 to go. 2 more times through each corner that has given these drivers so much trouble tonight. He's got about 10, 12 laps on those tires, 10 laps on those tires. So it's about that time where he kind of started to slow down last time. So yeah, just give it a nice, easy finish. Just get it home. No more mistakes. Get yourself a win. That's all Matthias needs to do. And he doesn't hit turn 8 wall. Finally, I said something good, and he gets through clean. I'll take that as a win. Coming up here into 10-11. Saw almost 170 miles an hour down that backstretch, and then they get all the way down to 28 miles an hour in turn 11. So couldn't have a bigger change in speed than on this track. You just full send through these straightaways and tight, hard turns. Gets us to the white flag, presented by Glove Station. Quality gloves and protective gear to get you across the finish line. We will watch Matthias Marcamini run this final lap. Get the... Really? I thought... Watch him get through this final lap cleanly and get to the checkered flag. I'm not even going to say anything. Hey, and he's through. All right, we made it through turn 8. God, I hate that corner. I cannot describe how much I hate that corner. Just need to bulldoze it down. Need to talk to Warren about getting that corner changed. Coming up through turn 10 here. Nice and clean. Into 11 and down the front straightaway. For Matthias Marcamini, getting the win here tonight at Long Beach in the Lincoln Tech Indycar Series. Great run from him. Brian Provo despite all of the problems that he's had tonight, still manages to come away with the fastest lap. Coming down turn 7 into turn 8. Jamie Libke actually ahead of him on track, but a lap down. Will try and bring it home. He's got third place locked up right now. So great podium for Jamie Libke. Great salvage for Brian Provo. And overall, this race was way too much going on for me to be talking to myself the whole time. So we'll get everybody across the line here. Great race, exciting race. We will go to Bill here, see where Bill's at. Bill's coming down the front straightaway too. That will be everyone tonight. So we will step away, get some bills paid while we bring up our podium finishers.
Superior quality, ultimate protection, and the highest level of craftsmanship. We make our gloves for the hard worker that wakes up every morning and gives 110%. You deserve the highest quality protective gear that's going to work for you, day in, day out. We know it can be tough deciding what companies to trust for your hard-earned money. It's all in our name. We've mastered our craft to help you master yours. We make our gloves rugged, durable, and designed for you. Whatever the job is, we have you covered. We are your glove station.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. InVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. InVets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about InVets, visit us at invets.org today.
Welcome back to Long Beach. I finally was able to take a drink without choking, so that was much needed. We will check out race results tonight. The number 78 Matthias Marcamini comes away with a dominating victory in first place. Second place, after some trouble, scratching and clawing his way back, Brian Provo ends up in second. Jamie Libke rounds out the podium in third after a very solid night. Great job by her. The small mistake there by Bill Mulfeld drops him back to fourth place, 2 laps down. Rick had that spin coming out of the pits, puts him back in fifth place, 10 laps down. Jason Kristen in sixth, and Corinne Smith rounds up the field in seventh. So after all that, we will get our podium finishers up here, get a chat with them, see if they are as exhausted as I am. Start with Brian Provo. I don't have Marcamini in the room right now, but Brian, Mike in the booth with you.
Hey, what's going on, Mike?
I am exhausted after just watching that. Um, it seemed like you had a very good pace going through that first run, just kind of biding your time. Then you got that pit stop done, and it all kind of fell apart. Why don't you take us through the race, kind of what happened, and how you fought and clawed your way back?
Yeah, so Mateus, he ran a great race, and I knew he'd be fast. I knew we'd be pretty similar on time, so I was like, well, originally my strategy was to start on the primary tires, the harder tires, and kind of stay close as I can on that first stint, and then obviously, I think I was still sticking with my strategy, even though I came out after my first stop and tapped the wall. Then I had to go into for a fast repair, which kind of pushed me back in the field, but just stuck with it. But like you said, that track is unforgiving. The walls don't move, so once you kind of get off your strategy, there's not enough laps. There's plenty of laps, but there's not enough for like any type of weird fuel strategy to kind of make up any of that time and that pit stop. Takes 30 seconds to go down that long pit lane, so if you have to do an extra stop, you kind of pay for it there. So, but overall, it was a fun race. Everyone raced pretty clean. Jamie and I, we were just talking to the booth a little bit about our fountain Canadian standoff I think we had there, but
Yeah.
but we talked about that, but it was kind of funny. Both were trying to let each other go, and it was kind of goofy. But yeah, it was still a fun race. Mateus, he was fast, consistent, hard to keep up with him. Hard to keep up with anybody. That's that, especially if you make a mistake. So, got to learn from that and try not to make it again.
Yeah, you're a Canadian standoff. I like that. I referred to it as both of you were holding the door for each other, and nobody wanted to go through. So Bill decided, hey, why not? I'll take a free position. So
Yeah.
that's in the moment it was pretty exciting, but now that we look back at it, that's pretty funny. So anybody that you would like to thank tonight?
Yeah, obviously Lincoln Tech sponsor the series, and Save 22, Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs, Jam Printing Promotions, you guys staying with us tonight. Alexander PCs, Cruising Classics, GTR Simulators, and obviously all our families back home that support us and love us and let us do these things on Saturday nights.
Well, we appreciate you. Thank you for coming out. And I just have one more question for you.
Yeah, what you got?
Pretty much have the championship wrapped up, but next week is Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Are you going to play it safe, or are you going to go balls out and try and take this thing all the way to the end?
Oh man, it's the Indianapolis Raceway. You have to go full gas the whole time. So there's definitely not going to be any saving or anything like that next week. I think everybody's going to go out there and elbows out and try to win that thing to be the one that wins it for the year. So,
well, I fully expect it. Records or checkers from everybody next week, and I can't wait. So, man, hope to see you next weekend, and good luck and great having you. Great night.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. See you later.
All right. Looks like we just have Jamie Lipke in the waiting room, so we'll get her up here. Jamie, Mike in the booth. What a race. I'm exhausted. I'm assuming that after your little Canadian standoff, you had a little bit of a breather to kind of reflect on. Had you gone a little bit harder there, or did you just?
I was the one that came up with that.
I like that. I like it. I like it a lot. Tell us
No,
about
you
your
go
race.
ahead. No, you go ahead. No, you.
Yeah. And then Bill's just like, all right, I'll go. I don't care.
I just didn't have it. It was like the only place I could go was into the fountain. So it's like, please go. Keep going. No, stop. Stop stopping. Go.
Well, tell us about the rest of it. It looked like there was some pretty good action going out there. We tried to get as much as we could, but tell us how it went for you.
I mean, for the most part with Long Beach, it's just being patient, being smooth, not being overly aggressive. The tires wear out really, really fast on this track. So I was trying to mitigate that as much as possible. And then when it is crunch time, because you're either battling for a position or trying to hold someone off, then it's you hope you saved up your tires long enough that you can hold that battle. Beyond that, it's just keep your car clean. That's the number one priority on that track. Second is tires.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you. And especially this track, the more you push to try and catch, the more mistakes you're going to make. So
Yep.
great run for you. It all kind of played out right into your lap, and just a great job just to get to the finish. A lot of different things can happen here, so really strong run. And I'll kind of ask you the same thing. We got one race left. It is the race. You're very strong on ovals this year. You've at Homestead, you've led a lot of laps. What do you do next week to get the advantage over Rick and Brian and some of the others?
The last race that we had at IMS kind of ended with a rather spectacular series of pileups, which most of them do. But I ended up getting caught in that one, and I led a good 20 or 30 laps in that race as well. So it's just a matter of being at the right place at the right time, putting yourself in the right position to be able to make that move for the finish. Because we're going to be stuck together. It's going to be a game of leapfrog. The hardest part is dealing with those that want to try to send it 2 or 3 wide. The turns look like they're wide enough. They're not. There's really only one really good lane through the turns. The other one tends to get sucked up to the wall, and bad things can end up happening. So you try to make those passes on the long stretches and hope it works out.
Yeah, it's kind of like, this is a good precursor to that. It's kind of the same thing. A small mistake can lead to a really big race-ending mistake. So
A
good luck to
230
you.
mile an hour mistake.
At a lot faster speed. Yes, exactly. So good luck to you next week. I can't wait. I'm super excited for it. I hope we get a great field of cars, get a lot of pack racing. It's one of the most underrated combos, I think, that we have in this league. So hopefully we get some people out there, get you some drafting partners. So
The Indy 500 is the cream of the crop when it comes to racing in the States.
that is. Anybody that you'd like to thank for tonight, go ahead. Floor is yours.
Yep, iRacing, definitely got to give them a big shout out for the wonderful platform that they've got set up for us. And the amazing opportunities that can come from it. MK Fire Design, Sim Motion, Harpoon Designs, Zat Graphics, and a big shout out for Lincoln Tech for sponsoring the series, giving us another season to race under their banner. Sim Racing Pride with my friends and teammates over there, like Jason and I sitting there talking about strategy, what works and what doesn't work, helping each other out throughout the race. And that's pretty much all we do. If you're LGBTQ or an ally, we're open for you to hop in and join the team.
Well, great night tonight. Good race, great finish, and good luck next week. Can't wait to see it. We'll see you then.
Yep. Catch you later.
All right, so looks like we do not have Matthias for an interview. So that will essentially wrap it up for us. Like we talked about, next week, one that you won't want to miss, Indycar's Lincoln Tech at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Hope to see you there. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we will see you next week.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. InVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. InVets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about InVets, visit us at invets.org today.